Levi Givens is the founder of the event and media production company, Lovelee Productions. She received her bachelor's degree from Rowan University in radio, TV, and film, and her master's degree from Boston University in cinema and media production, specifically in the role of producer. Levi additionally coordinates a variety of networking events focused on the advancement of young entrepreneurs and creatives. Lovelee Productions has expanded into selling apparel and accessories designed for bosses through Lovelee Merch and building websites for small businesses through Lovelee Sites. Levi, because of your passion for community and to connect and provide opportunities for entrepreneurs on the rise, I needed you on this show. Levi Givens, you are definitely what's good in South Jersey. Levi, hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really happy that you took time out of your busy schedule just to be with me on What's Good, because you are definitely what's good in South Jersey and just the world.
Oh,
and,
thank you.
I know that you're doing these lovely things, no pun intended, but I know you're doing these great things with a new line called Lovelee Merch. And I think that's like a partner with Lovelee Productions. Something that we both know a lot about, because you definitely looked me out years ago and you helped me out and let me do some covering of Notes of Hope, which you are definitely a part of as well. And just a woman of many hats. So that's why I really wanted you on this platform, because I wanted to ask you a couple of questions just about how you've been conducting yourself so far. You know, I went to school with you and I just was enamored with all these things that you do. You're so talented and you just, doing so much in such like, it seems like a short amount of time, but I know the grind seems like a lot longer. But let me just take the time to say, you inspire me and you inspire others around you. And I don't know if you ever heard me say that, but like, you never know who's looking at you. So I was just like, oh my gosh, who is this? And she plays the violin. Violin really well too. But as a businesswoman that you are, an awesome businesswoman that you are, my first question for you is, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of being a businesswoman and a Black businesswoman?
Mm-hmm. I would say just that feeling of like having control, I guess, over your time and what you do with it. And just that idea of like, I've always wanted to do what I love for a living. I feel like we live in a society where it's very much centered around work and like, you go to your 9 to 5 to make your money, you pay your bills. It's just like this cycle, and it's kind of where you spend the majority of your time. And like, I just don't want to be miserable. Like, I just want to be able to like genuinely enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm like putting out, like good energy into the world. I'm doing things that are meaningful and fulfilling. And and I just feel like, especially as a Black woman, like historically, Black women haven't had like the most, I guess, freedom to be who they want to be or do what they want to do. And like, there's a lot of limitations placed on women. And so it's like when you're kind of in control of what you're doing, it just feels really good to have that that freedom to say, I like this and I don't like this, so no, I'm not going to do that. And like, just being able to just be your own person, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely say that you are creating your own lane.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not waiting around for anybody to hire you. Like, you know what? And also, you're a producer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like several streams of income coming your way. So this is something that I admire about you, because we're in COVID times now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really depend on anybody else. We got to see that we got to put our tough skin on.
Right.
So I think one of the ways that you can just survive out here is that you be very resourceful and just be very much, aware of what you can do. And if you don't know something, to, develop that skill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. COVID, I feel like made me tap into a lot of like just getting creative and creating resources, because as you know, Lovelee Productions. So it mostly started off with doing video production and events. And it's like, I can't really have events with COVID going on. So I was like, how can I stay relevant and like keep doing things not in person? And that's kind of how I started becoming more active with Lovelee Merch. keeping that theme of entrepreneurship and creativity, but putting sayings and different things on clothing, and just being able to do that online, and then also doing like the Lovelee sites, building websites for small businesses and stuff. So I was still able to kind of keep doing, like, stay on theme of what Lovelee Productions is, but doing it in a way that I don't have to be there in person, and
Right. I got you. Yeah, 100%. So
yeah.
you wouldn't run away from the title of Bossy, would you?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. What does Bossy mean to you?
Mm-hmm. I think someone who's bossy is they're a leader. They know what they want. They've set some goal for themselves, and they're not afraid to go after it, do what they got to do, say what they got to say to get what they want, essentially. And I feel like it's someone who they have a vision, they have an idea. They're not afraid to be proactive about bringing it to life. So yeah.
Right. And I seen you kind of line that up and kind of explain to the people what Bossy is. It's slapped on all of the Lovelee merch.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, I was like, okay, so Bossy, you're right. It does have somewhat of a negative connotation when it comes to women. But when you said, you flat out said it's a leader, and, if you actually are the boss, then what's wrong with saying that,
Yeah.
I'm bossy?
I've been in positions where, like, I was running an event. I don't think it was Notes of Hope, but one of my other events, and like someone was like, "Oh, like, you're so bossy," and I'm like, "This is my event. Like, I'm in charge. Like, who else is gonna like?"
Right. And then when things go well, sure, everyone else, they'll get their recognition. But when things don't go well, God forbid, guess what they're gonna look at?
Right.
Then you're the boss.
Right.
Then you take the blame, right? Which leads me actually to my next question. As a boss, I'm sure you have to have some sort of discernment and some outlook on who you allow in your circle, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So how integral is it for you to have the right people around you when you're coming up with these ideas and someone who can help you manifest your visions?
Yeah, it's so important. I don't think I would have gotten anything accomplished if I didn't have the people around me that I have around me. Even for the Bossy campaign specifically, I was home for, I want to say it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the holidays, and I was sitting in the basement when I had the idea, because I was kind of trying to think of just things to do with Lovelee merch, because I was doing it, but I wanted to be able to put a bit more of a purpose behind it. And so I was thinking about the word bossy, and like, kind of like, oh, like, why do we only use that towards women? Like, why does it have such a negative connotation? Like, being a boss isn't a bad thing. Like, like, there's ways to do it. So I was thinking about it. I'm like talking to myself, and I'm like recording videos of myself just like kind of spewing out my ideas. And then I sent it to one of my cousins, Aja, my sister, my friend, like different people who I've worked with before, and just like fleshing out the idea and getting their feedback, and just having someone to say that makes sense, that doesn't make sense, or that'll work, that won't work, like, just getting different perspectives from people who are different enough from you, but also like-minded to know, like, we have a similar end goal, but there's different ways, to get there, different perspectives. So I think it's really important just to have support and have a team. And I feel like that's also probably why I run Lovelee Productions the way I do, with trying to have that emphasis on like a community of entrepreneurs and creatives, and having these networking events, or events where people just have opportunities to, say, this is my talent, this is my skill, this is my business. Because once I had people, behind me or supporting me, where, maybe I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, I could do that because I see this person doing it, or this is how they achieve this. And just having that made me realize it's so important to just be surrounded by people like that. And so I just want to be able to help other people find that community, find those connections.
Well, you've been doing a great job too, because every last one of the events that I attended for Notes of Hope was definitely a place for networking, and I met some really nice people there.
Yeah.
Just being there was a blessing because of the people that I met, and then just the exposure too, because so many people didn't know at first like what I wanted to do and even who I was. So for you
Yeah.
guys to just open up the door for me, for you to open the lane up for me, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
For my next question, I was hoping that you wouldn't mind sharing just a little bit of throughout all the time that you've actually put yourself out there with all the professional endeavors that you go after. Do you have any learning experiences that taught you or helped you become who you are today, the woman that you are today?
I guess one of the lessons I learned was not to be afraid to go after something and do something, even if you don't completely know how it's gonna work or how it's gonna happen. And then I think being okay with when it doesn't, because there have been times, even if we're talking about Nuts of Hope specifically, where I felt the event was like smooth and flawless and everything was great and just worked out, and there was other times where it was like so stressful and like this is going wrong, everything's going wrong. And so I feel like being able to take a situation, take the good and the bad, and no matter how it goes, being able to get some sort of benefit out of it is something that I've learned to do. And yeah, and just also, I've also most of my life and somewhat now too, just been very like reserved and to myself. And I feel like doing Lovelee Productions and Notes of Hope and everything has kind of forced me to really put myself out there more and interact with people more, because it's like I have all these dreams and visions. I really want to make them happen, but like I can't do it by myself. I can't do it, by not talking to anyone. So I feel like that's been one of the things where it's like being an advocate for myself and as well as an advocate for my dreams and for my goals and everything else.
Yeah, definitely. That's important. Definitely advocacy, self-advocacy is definitely the key. So just to switch things up just a tad bit, you've been promoting a lot lately on social media and been challenging young ladies out there with the Bossy Challenge. So could you do me a favor and elaborate a little bit? What is the Bossy Challenge?
So the Bossy Challenge, it's basically kind of, well, social media obviously is a big thing right now and trends. So with the Bossy Challenge, the literal video is basically you're dressed down, I guess, kind of casually, and then there's a transition that happens after. So the song is called Bossy by Khalees, and at the beginning she's like, "You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me, but you will respect me." And then like,
feature too short.
Yes. I'm a boss, and like on that part, like transition into an outfit or setting that makes you feel like a boss, whether that's like putting on a blazer, whether that's going into your job as a nurse, like whatever it is that makes you feel like you run things, you the boss of your life. Just show us. And so that's like the actual challenge, and then we turned it into a giveaway as well. So
that's
in
right,
team.
You're collaborating with someone very special to you, aren't you?
Yes, my little sister. She just became an official entrepreneur probably within the past year, which has been very exciting to see. So she's been making cosmetics, lip cosmetics specifically, lip gloss and things like that, as well as these like coasters and trays and all this stuff. So we collaborated because she helped me a lot with the idea. And with the challenge, she's better at social media than I am. So she's like, this is what they're doing now. So I was able to collaborate with her as well as a couple other woman-owned businesses to put together the giveaway and have all these products from our businesses in this box called the Bossy Box. So it was really exciting to be able to like do something that was very pro-woman and then have all these women involved with their businesses and supporting each other. So I'm very excited about it. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it's dope.
Thank you.
It's really dope. It was really I'm like, man, I better not hop up in here and do a video because this is
You
for
can
the
do
ladies,
it.
man.
You just gonna win a prize.
But yeah, like it's really cool because they got like body oil, like soaps, and
Mhm.
also the accessories, the KSG accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good things in there. Plus, I wrote some down. Hold on, let me just read these off real quick because I'm definitely gonna get that windbreaker. Number one, I'm getting that.
It's I love
Yes,
it.
I love it too. It's a bright color and everything. I was like, okay, so first of all, we have boss up cuffed beanies. They have
Mhm.
bucket hats with the boss on there. Boss socks. You know you're a boss when you got boss socks on, right? And you got bossy and proud fitted t-shirts. Don't wait, create t-shirts, which are my favorite because that's like speaking right to my soul, right? And then the long sleeve t-shirts too. So you basically setting people up to win out here, and just making sure they keep you in the forefront of their minds. So I like how you're thinking over there.
Thank you.
So I want to read something to you because this is like the mantra, this is like the mission statement of Lovelee Productions. And it goes a little something like this. Lovelee Productions aims to provide a community for creatives and entrepreneurs to connect through media content and a variety of events designed to assist in the advancement of their careers.
Mhm.
So that leads me to ask you, why do you even care? Why is helping people reach their full potential in their careers important to you? Because you're winning. You're out here. You put yourself out there, and people are gravitating towards you, and you're gaining traction. So American dream, right there. What else do we need to do? But you decide to share your light with others, and help them create their own light. Why?
What? I guess a little bit of what I was saying about when I first started getting into like media production and events and everything. I had a mentor. His name was Dr. Stanley L. And the very first Notes of Hope, that was back in like 2014. He had different videographers and people who he was like, oh, they could come film your event, they could help out, etc. And it was really it was just really great to have them come and like just be so willing to help. And then I was able to then work with them on a lot of other things and just learn from them and like go to different events with them and like do coverage and all this stuff. And I think that I probably wouldn't have kept going or continued on the path I was going if I didn't have other people who I was seeing them do what I want to do, and they're not much older than me. Just having that inspiration, I guess. And so I know, just something about it that just feels really good when you're around people who kind of understand what you're doing. They have similar goals, and they support you. You support them, and so I just really like being in like productive energy, productive spaces, and so
Me too.
that's
Yeah, I
that's
do.
why that's why I do the events and everything with Lovelee Productions, because I've met so many people who just inspire me, and I just feel like it just keeps everybody going, keeps everybody motivated, and it's also fun. So
Mm.
yeah, that's why.
So, with that being said, with that knowledge and that know-how and that sort of insight, you kind of like paying it forward and just doing
Mhm.
things, because that you stand on people's shoulders, right? With that wisdom, how do you choose projects to produce? Because like I
Mhm.
mentioned at the top of the interview, you're a woman of many hats, including producer. You produce a couple of films, you work on a couple of films, but what draws you in? What taps into what you care about? Like how do you go about choosing these projects? It has to be something that you care about, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because there's definitely a point in time where if somebody offered a project to me, I would say yes, regardless, just because I was like, I need money or I need the experience. I would just do anything,
Right.
and I found that was very draining. um, Especially like you're halfway into a project and you're like, I'm not feeling this, like I don't want to do this.
That's
And so
fair.
I think after experiencing those feelings, I was like, I need to, I guess, just be more more intentional or diligent with my time and how I'm spending it, because it's not fair to me or anybody else I'm working with to like, you know, be in it half-heartedly. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so now it's definitely like the story or the message behind the film, and also how personal, how like meaningful it is to the creator of it, whether it's a director or a writer I'm working with. It's like, do they have like I guess that like passion behind it is really meaningful, because the people you work with, it does a lot. Like like I've worked with people, you know,
Yeah.
people who are like they have very strong feelings behind what it is they're trying to say and what they're trying to do, and you know that amps me up too. So I feel like a combination of the message and then the person behind it.
My last question of this interview would be, when it's all said and done, what do you want to be remembered for? I'm talking legacy now. I'm talking, you know, you're an old lady and, you know, you ain't got no more strength. You're like, go ahead, baby. I'll go ahead and do all that stuff. But for you, when they start talking about, you know, the Givens name and stuff like that, what do you want to be remembered for?
Wow. That's a big question. I would say I would like to be remembered for not being afraid to take risks or take chances, for not letting my dream stay a dream, being proactive. And then also, I think, like, just the idea, I guess, of what success is. It's, for me, over the years, it's kind of changed, where it's not so much about like how much money I make or how big my name is or anything like that. But I feel like I'll feel like I'm truly successful when I'm in the position to help other people do what they want to do. Like if it's producing film, once I'm in the position to be like, you want to produce a film? Like I got you. And like being able to guide that. I mean, you know, I feel like that's when I'll feel like I'm really successful, just to be able to keep the cycle going. So I feel like that, just that mindset of like community, I would like that to keep going.
I like that, because that's basically continuing what you've already been putting down. And yeah, the community's strong. You've started something really, really strong, and people are thriving from it. Yeah. And they're learning too. Like they're getting some real experience out here, you know, through.
Me too.
Yeah, for real. So before I let you go, I just want to have a little bit of fun with you real quick. All right. So I want to ask you just 5 more questions, but these are like not rapid fire, but like these are more just to get to know you a little bit more and to also just see where your mind's at, right? So first question. All right. You're on an island.
Mm-hmm.
Movie, book, and album you definitely got to take with you.
You ever, you know those Chicken Soup for the Soul books?
Yeah.
So I really like those books.
Let me not judge you. Go ahead. I'm not laughing at you. I'm with you.
And you see, this is my logic, right? There's multiple stories within those books, so I can like keep myself entertained for a little bit, you know, get some variety in the book. The album?
Yeah.
I feel like that's between like, it's probably between like Usher's Confessions and like Alicia Keys, maybe her. I don't know which album. Maybe her first or second album. This is hard. This is really hard. And what was the other? The movie. It has to be a movie. It can't be like a TV show.
For you will change. All right, TV show. Or anything on Netflix, yeah, or anything that you're streaming, whatever you're streaming right now.
All right, you're probably gonna judge me for this one too. So if I can get every episode of Boy Meets World on the TV.
Okay.
Every watch that show like at least a year.
I would have never guessed that in a million years. Eli, Boy Meets World, really? Boy Meets
World. I love that show.
Oh, shoot.
Like I've seen all the episodes and memorized them, and I still be laughing and acting like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Fine. Nah, all right. I'm done. All right. Second question.
Mm-hmm.
More serious, but maybe not. Maybe lighter. It could be. But best piece of advice that you've ever received.
I would say I don't know exactly the order, or like I don't know exactly what she said, but
Okay.
but I think like my mom has always been so she grew us up, you know, always like going to church and everything and just like having this relationship with God. And I think that she really kind of instilled in me that idea of like you can go to God about absolutely anything, and like no matter how silly it might seem or insignificant, like you can always talk to God about it. And I think that's really helped me because I feel like at a point in time I was like, you know, if I'm not sick, I'm not dying, I'm not like on the streets, like what do I really have to like be upset about, like to be like to have to go to God about it, like, you know, like my problems aren't extreme or whatever. And so I think just having that concept or idea of having an actual relationship with God has been something that has like made me feel a lot more secure as I do things like move to LA in the middle of a pandemic. So
Next question, favorite meal. You'll never get tired of eating this meal.
Ooh. So like I pretty much love anything that involves chicken and cheese. Like like a chicken parm, a quesadilla, like mac and cheese. I love it all. I'll never get tired of it.
Yo, we are the same with that. We are the same with that. I understand that. Okay. What's your favorite place? Like you love to travel to? Favorite place?
My favorite place to travel to.
Yep.
I really like it's between I really liked Spain when I went there, and then Liberia, but very specifically Robertsport in Liberia. It's very like there's not much there. It's just very like naturey, and like the beach is so clean with like the crystal clear waters and like you know just like no like pollution and sand. It's like it's unreal. I would go there any day.
I wish it was like that over here. You gotta take me. You gotta take me
I
one day. I'm gonna get my passport together. Don't worry. Don't worry. I want some clear waters in my life. Okay. Last question. Dream collaboration. Is there anybody out there that you would just love to work with? Like you know and you admire their skills and their work and what they put out. It's like, oh my gosh. Lovelee Productions got to get together with them.
Probably Issa Rae, because she's everything I want to be. Like,
shout out to Issa Rae.
Like I remember watching like Awkward Black Girl on YouTube and just seeing her growth and progression through then, and just a lot of it being her taking initiative and kind of creating her own content, creating her own lane until, you know, networks like HBO were like, oh, we like what you're doing. And so I just really like the way she didn't wait for anybody to start creating or putting her ideas out there. And you can see like you can see the growth like from the beginning. It's like, oh, this is not great quality, and like there's this and that, and just, you know, just seeing the constant growth is inspiring because it's like I'll get there too. Like
that's dope. Yeah. And did you check a masterclass out? You know she had a masterclass.
Yes.
I want to see it too. Yeah. I want to see that because she's doing a lot of the things I want to do too. So I feel you on that. So that's it. Unfortunately, we have to go, right? But it was a joy talking to you. It was just a great time, and I hope you had fun too.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
That's cool. So listen, I just want to end off with saying, you know, keep doing what you're doing because like I said at the top, you're inspiring people, me included. And wherever you are, just know you are definitely what's good. Okay, you're definitely what's good in South Jersey, and you're definitely what's good in LA, wherever you're at. All right, so just
Thank you
keep it
so
up,
much.
man. Keep doing the good things. All
Thank
right,
you.
I will talk to you soon, and God bless you, and God bless your work.
Thank you. Bye.
Later.